it is. You know, I'm not monetized right now. Don't know why. Don't know how long it's going to go on. They say it could go on 2-3 weeks. Your boy's going to be doing videos from a cardboard box. Kidding. What's going on, guys? Right in between Baron and Candace. Is Baron even going live today? Is today Monday or Tuesday? It is Monday. Haven't slept a lot, but we're getting a lot better. Glad you guys could be here doing a little evening episode real quick. And even though I'm not monetized, I still want to work like I am. I'm not going to take the foot off the gas pedal. Instead, I'm going to push a little harder, and we're going to go a little harder. Now, if you want to support, you can go to this website. You see it right there. It is buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. That is the best way to support the channel. This is the website. I'm sure if you guys have seen the live stream today, you guys saw all about this. There's a whole bunch of people who are supporting. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Let's get into the video. We have Valhalla VFT. I mean, just amazing. Just this right here sums up the video, right? We're talking about Tyler Robinson. We're talking about the 30-06. Now, it came out that the 30-06, it did the bullet fragment found didn't match, right? And everybody just went nuts, right? On both sides, everybody was just going nuts. And then all of a sudden a report came out, and then you might have saw Andrew Colvett, Blake Neff, people like this saying, see, it's like, no, it actually, that Daily Mail article was actually wrong, and this is what's actually right. He definitely did it. That's what you're going to be seeing there. But Valhalla VFT steps in, and he actually breaks this down in such a great way. Shout out to him. Shout out to this meme that he found right here. This is beautiful. 30 caliber means 30-06, right? Right? This is amazing. So we're going to listen to him break this down, and then I'm going to show you all the people who he's talking about when he's talking about people being dishonest about what was found in this ATF report. Let's start it out.
And to firearms and ballistics that you don't even know what caliber means, maybe you should just sit this one out, don't you think?
Direct shots at Officer Tatum. I mean, I love it, but I don't condone it. How dare you? How dare you? Officer Tatum's on top of a mountain of evidence. Mountain of evidence. Oh, you know I'm going to be doing some Officer Tatum impressions. You know that's coming. I mean, let's just get into it.
Have absolutely massive news. This changes everything coming out of the Charlie Kirk investigation. Yes, if we saw a couple weeks ago that ATF ballistic forensics report that said the bullet found inside Charlie could not be conclusively matched to the Tyler Robinson 30-06 rifle. And guess what? The ATF released the actual report, and man, the Zios raced to the internet to do a victory lap. Yes, as they said, this conclusively proves a 30-06 was used. Absolutely incredible. Again, guys, congrats to them. They got it right. The only problem is, no, the report does not remotely suggest a 30-06 was used. Not only does it not suggest that at all, what it does reaffirm is that, again, the bullet found inside Charlie could not be matched to Tyler's 30-06. Oof. Now you might be asking, how did they get it so fucking wrong? Well, instead of gaslighting you and lying to you, what I'm going to do is just pull up the full report, and we're going to go through it line by line so I can explain to you what's really in it. So let's jump into it. Don't worry, I'm going to debunk all this trash slop right away and show you guys why the last people on earth that you should be listening to for firearms and ballistics information is these turds. All right, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Follow us on Patreon. Grab some America First, America Only merch.
How dare he say that about Officer Tatum? How dare he? Oh, man.
Let's do it. Okay, so what exactly happened here? This report came out, and again, the Tatums and the Liz Wheelers of the world immediately rushed to the internet to say, this proves a 30-06 was used. Well, let's look at the report. All right, here we go. Here's the actual findings of that ATF report. We're going to go through it line by line. So, of course, line 1, this is where everybody who doesn't know anything about firearms rushed to Twitter to claim victory. All right, here we go. As it says, Exhibit 6 consists of 1 30 caliber class. This is going to be very important here in a second. Deformed damaged bullet jacket fragment designated 6A and 4 lead fragments designated 6B through 6E. And so when Officer Tatum sees this, he sees the number 30 and assumes, yes, this proves a 30-06 was used. Unfortunately, that's not what 30 caliber means. Yes, as it turns out, 30 caliber does not mean 30-06. And let me explain. Got some nice little charts and graphs to show you. But first, what does 30 caliber actually mean? What does caliber mean? Caliber.
You know something? Why this video is happening right now? I know. Well, I know Valhalla. He's seen the show here and there. I know he has. And hopefully he saw when I was showing people how Gary was actually talking about him. Gary was like, this guy's talking out of his butt. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. He's not a sniper, etc., etc. Gary was talking the most crap about Valhalla VFT for no reason. They were on a show together. Gary is telling Mitch Snow that they're friends. They're good friends, him and Valhalla. And then he turns on the guy. So, you know. And also, Valhalla's been nothing but nice to the guy. When everybody's like, hey, Gary's like, he's descendant of a Kandahar giant. He's very, very slow. And he's one of the worst guys around. Valhalla was like, well, you know, I'm not going to disrespect him, blah, 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 blah. He was very nice. Very charitable to Gary. I used to be too. Until I found out he was descendant of the Kandahar giant. Then I was like, this makes a lot of sense. These people are quite violent, these Kandahar giants. So, and that's just a rumor. I don't know who's spreading it, but it's getting around, so you can tell other people too. So this is why I think he's making a video like this. Also to call out Officer Tatum, Liz Wheeler of all people. Miss, I have the first phase 1 of the JE files when she was in front of the White House with all those other cucks. Let's keep going here. Valhalla VFT showing us exactly what's going on. And I'm very glad that he made this. Thank you, Valhalla, because he actually sent me this video to my phone. He actually messaged me and showed me that this was here. I wouldn't have found it otherwise. So thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Love these type of breakdowns because it's very important to be able to understand why somebody like Gary is saying this. Tyler did it. He confessed multiple times, multiple platforms. It was a 30-06. ATF concluded. You know what I mean? Like, then we have, and we'll go through this some more, right? We have Officer Tatum, exactly like he showed you, saying the same thing. We have we have Blake Neff saying the exact same thing. We have Andrew Colvette saying the exact same thing. Even had somebody on his show who was explaining it. All of this was very dishonest. So I love that he does this type of thing because it puts all those people in their place and it gives us the proper knowledge to respond to people who are saying that, because it is going around quite a bit recently with this new report released.
Simply means the diameter of the bullet, not of the cartridge itself, just the bullet. And 30 means 3/10 of an inch. Well, I hate to break it to you, but a 30 caliber is the most common bullet fired out of dozens of different rifles and dozens of different rounds. Let's take a look. Now, a lot of people are visual learners, and so I figured this would be the perfect thing to show everybody. So again, what does this say? 30.
I feel called out. He knows I'm a visual learner. I feel that's a direct call out to me, you know. I feel attacked, and it's fine because I wouldn't have understood it any other way. I don't know about anybody else here, but that's just me.
Caliber round and rifle platform guide. And as you notice here, yes, there is a 30-06 round sitting right here. But what else do we see? Oh, we see about 10 other rounds who are all 30 caliber rounds. Yes, so it actually turns out that 30 caliber can shoot everywhere from a pistol to a 300 PRC round. Yeah, and even a 30-06, everywhere in between, because again, as I said, 30 caliber is the most common type of round you will find under any rifle platform. Almost every rifle shoots a 30 caliber round or can shoot a 30 caliber round, right? From your pistol to your AR-15 with 300 blackout to your 7.62 by 3.9 as an AK-47 shoots a 30 caliber round, 30-30, 300 Savage, 300 Win Mag, 30-06, and up to 300 PRC and above. And look at all these different rifles it could possibly be. M1 carbine, AR-15, AK-47, Winchester, M1 Garand, Savage 99, AR-10, Dragunov, 300 PRC. So again, let me make this clear. When we're talking about 30 caliber rounds, which is what the report says, that could be anything from a pistol to a 300 PRC. Basically could be any firearm. So again, let me explain why this is so important to the actual case itself. Well, if we think about this, well, if we have 300 blackout, which again can be shot out of an AR-15, if you actually look at the cartridge, how much explosive powder it's going to be in it compared to way over here at this giant 30-06 round and how much explosive powder is in the cartridge of this, what does that mean? Well, this round is going to shoot substantially farther with more foot-pound pressure and do way more damage than this round. All the report tells us is it could be one of any of these, right? And the report literally says that's why. Let's pull the report back up. Okay, so now that
That's very interesting. Now, I am a visual learner, so all these words here, you know, I'm like Officer Tatum, you know what I mean? You have to show me a mountain of evidence for me to really understand what's going on. But those pictures, that picture that he just showed really put things in perspective. Because, and I will make sure to go back to what we had before, but this really does put things in perspective. So they're saying it could be any of these. Now, this touches on something that I've brought up before when I was breaking down one of Valhalla's videos, actually, and the fact of there being a possible second person or an alternative firearm. So if it could have been any of these, what are the odds it was one of these? Like, what are the actual odds? These are big boys. These are very big boys. What are really the odds? Based on what we've seen, the damage. Candace showed us the back footage. There's no exit whatsoever. No damage to his back at all. Didn't go all the way through. What are the odds it was one of these? These are crazy rounds right here. Maybe it was something around here. And maybe the person didn't have to be 150 yards away. Maybe they were a different distance away. I have shown you guys my thought process on, you know, where another person could have been stationed. I don't know. Honestly, he messaged me this, and I should have asked him about the potential of a second person. I really do have to. I have to ask him about this because I have a feeling like I could ask Gary, but I feel like Gary won't be honest. I don't know. It's just a weird hunch I have. You know, can't trust giants. I've always said it. You know, those jiggers. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, fine. We've all said the word. It's completely fine. They know what they are. Those giants. You can't trust those giants. I'm just saying. Everybody knows it. Anyway, let's keep going.
One of any of these, right? And the report literally says that's why. Let's pull the report back up. Okay, so now that we understand all 30 caliber means here is that some type of firearm was used. Okay, that's the best we get out of this. Not that a 30-06 was used. Or it would say a 30-06 was found. All we know is it's some type of 30 caliber. Now, here's where, of course, when we talk about being intellectually dishonest, all these people that came out and said, yes, this proves it, well, they didn't even bother telling you what comes next. Yes, the report says right here, the Exhibit 6A, which is, as we see up here, the 30 caliber damaged bullet fragment, could not be or excluded as having been fired from the Exhibit 1 rifle, Tyler's 30-06, based on agreement of all discernible class characteristics and neither sufficient agreement nor sufficient disagreement of individual characteristics. The result of the comparison was inconclusive, which means they can't prove it's matched to Tyler's 30-06. Literally says it in the report. And the reason why I guess these people couldn't bother reading 3 sentences says right here, firearms that produce general rifling characteristics similar to those observed on the Exhibit 6A bullet jacket fragment include numerous makes and models. What I'm explaining to you literally is in the report. Then, the Exhibit 6B through 6A, all of the lead fragments are not suitable for microscopic comparison. And if you're wondering what they mean by like actually matching the rifle to the bullet, so the way they do this is actually taking the round that they find and trying to match the rifling grooving on the bullet that was caused by being shot out of the rifle. So the barrel in a rifle is grooved cylindrically like this, so it makes the bullet spin so it flies correctly. And so what they're saying here is that the bullet found in Charlie was so deformed that all they could tell was that it was some type of 30 caliber rifle, but it could not be matched to Tyler's 30-06. That is what the ATF report states. Not that it matches Tyler's 30-06. It says the opposite of that. All right, guys, real quick. Summer is almost...
That is crazy. That is crazy. Is this guy gonna walk? Is that what's going to happen, guys? Is he going to walk? But, you know, better question is, why are all these people lying? Why are they making this stuff up? Right? They got the same. Gary has just as much. Listen, you may not like Gary. He has just as much knowledge as Valhalla. Maybe less. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is true incompetence and it's not him being deceitful. Maybe that's what this is. But just to be charitable, he has the same amount. He has the same. He can read. He can read. Listen, I know he's a giant. He can read. He's learned a lot from us Homo sapiens. So he can actually read. So he has the same report. Why isn't he being as honest as Valhalla? Right? Why is Officer Tatum looking very angry? Oh, I feel bad when Officer Tatum's angry like this. Why is he so angry for? Oh my gosh. Gotta work hard for that 7,000. I know what it's like. Investigators say ballistic evidence points to 30-06 rifle, and multiple witnesses identified Tyler Robinson on the roof before Charlie Kirk was even shot in front of thousands, leaving no credible alternative suspect. Now, see, again, why be so dishonest? That's not true. People didn't identify Tyler Robinson. They identified someone. And the someone that they identified, I actually just had this pulled up. The someone they identified was dressed in all black, apparently. They said all black. They didn't say blue jeans. They said this person was dressed in all black. Okay? That's not what Tyler was wearing, as far as we know. Unless this guy was doing more wardrobe changes, more outfit changes than Beyonce at an award show, like at a concert. He's just changing clothes, just all crazy, all quick. You know, this is the moment. This is the Charlie Kirk moment, and I just want to wear this one just for what I have to do here. And then after that, I'm gonna get into a more casual moment as I jump off the roof. And then when I get to the Dairy Queen. Well, the Dairy Queen's going to have its own moment. Listen, guys, is that what was going on? I don't think so. I watch a lot of Real Housewives. Ladies do say a moment. They say that quite a bit, actually. At least the ladies of Beverly Hills, okay? Let's jump over here. I mean, let's hear him out. We're going to jump back to Valhalla, but let's hear what this guy's actually saying.
About the report, there really is no doubt that was the weapon that killed, that was fired to kill Charlie Kirk.
Now, I like to say this because I'm trying to be more balanced and not as polarizing. I'm trying, y'all. I'm telling you.
Is he talking like this? Because I do that impression. Oh, I don't want to change the way he talks. That's not right. I'm sorry if that's what's happening. This is my impression's out of pure love. Everybody knows that. We all love that impression. No? This guy's trying to be like a little more. I'm trying to be less polarizing, y'all. I've come down from my mountain of evidence, and I've learned a lot of things here.
You don't believe what I'm saying. Evaluate the evidence that's being presented to you and come up with your own conclusion. What I don't want you to do is believe one side and not the other. I have evaluated both sides. I have taken in consideration, could this not be the weapon? Could it not be a 30-06? If it did not match, what would be the possibilities be? If you're going to draw a conclusion to say that Tyler Robinson did not commit this crime, you need to have a viable alternative. You can't just say, well, somebody else must have did it. Well, where? Who? From what platform? With what caliber weapon? At what angle? And then you have to say, well, how did the person escape? What area? Where? There's 4,000 people there. All the people who are mentioning this, they really only seen Tyler Robinson. They heard the fire shot. You have witnesses that turned and looked at him. Many of them saw him on the roof before he shot Charlie. I mean, you have a...
This is just not true. Everything he just said is not true. And then he says there was 4,000 people there. 4,000 people running for their lives. 4,000 people who just saw Charlie Kirk get hit and they're like, and they're stunned. 4,000 people who ran towards Charlie into that tunnel. And then a bunch of people just dispersed. He's acting like there was 4,000 people and the shot went off and they all looked up at the Losi Center and went, what's going on there? And everybody had their phones out and zoomed in 20 times. In fact, nobody did that, surprisingly enough, out of all the cell phones that were there. Guess just a bunch of kids just enjoying the moment kind of thing. Like, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like that before. Usually there's 1,000 videos of something happening. In this case, there's only like 3. Doesn't make any sense. But everything he's saying is not true. What would make them be so dishonest? What would make Blake say this, you know? The ATF analyst of the bullet used to off Charlie Kirk has been made public and confirms that the bullet was from .30 caliber class, which is a member of the 30-06. which the 30-06 is a member. The analyst has found that the Mauser found at the scene could potentially have fired the bullet. Only Blake has been vaguely honest. That's like the most honest take you're going to hear, right? Because even that, as he talks about that, which I'm sure he's not supposed to be talking about this, but he still is. Fine. It's in a report. You can find the report. So I guess he's allowed to talk about this. I don't know. Because he was there. He was actually there. So I think he's not supposed to be talking about this. But fine. He's talking about it. But that's the most honest thing that you're going to hear. Andrew Colvette made sure to have this guy on. Where is this guy? So this is Blake's video. Where's Andrew's video? This is Andrew's video here. So Andrew's making sure. Now Andrew's a little smarter. He's bringing somebody on to say what he knows he probably shouldn't be saying, or he probably shouldn't be getting Blake to say. So let's play this really quick before we jump back over to Valhalla.
And so, there are bunter marks on different batches. A bunter mark is, I expect the next batch of evidence to be that the bunter marks will all match on those bullets, meaning they came from the same box. They came from the same crate, the pallet of those bullets. And those are marks put on the on the bullets by the manufacturer, not by the tool marking from the firearm. The final piece is that we know that the fired or the expelled shell casing, right, the one that we believe the bullet came from, we know that that shell casing was fired by that gun because of the tool marks that a gun makes when it fires a shell. It makes an imprint on the shell that is unique to that weapon. And so you fire a bunch of other shells with that weapon, and if it matches the expelled shell or the fired casing, then you know that shell casing was fired by that weapon. So look, it is beyond a reasonable doubt. It is, to me, beyond a mathematical certainty, which is way beyond the standard of a reasonable doubt, that weapon was the one used to kill Charlie Kirk. And that the DNA all over that weapon, all over the shell casings, whether they were spent or not, the towel itself that it was all found in, the CCTV showing him egressing through that same area, right? All of that leads to Tyler Robinson. And again, the tinfoil hat crowd, they must be just unraveling this morning because they're, the tinfoil wasn't working this time, apparently.
Let me tell you something. The tinfoil always works. Let me just be very clear, okay? Because now I'm offended. The tinfoil always works. The tinfoil never doesn't work, okay? The tinfoil, let me just be very clear right now. The tinfoil is what got the president elected, okay? Let's be very clear about what the tinfoil has done the past 30 years, 40 years even. The tinfoil has come through time and time and time again, okay? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. The tinfoil didn't work? The tinfoil didn't work? Buddy, the tinfoils always work. Whether it's a Speedo, a hat, whether you got tinfoil gloves that go up to the elbows, you're a classy lady. Fine. That's the kind of tinfoil stuff you wear. All good. You have tinfoil loafers. Whatever they are, they always work. Okay? Silver goes with everything. Everybody knows that. Anyway, let's hear the rest of this slop.
So just to kind of put a finer point on this, you came on the show last time, Jay, and you said the dog that didn't bark in that defense motion, which led to all of those crazy headlines, was the fact that the defense did not reference the caliber of the round in question. And you said, correct, that to me is a dead tell that this was a 30 caliber round, which was everybody on all the naysayers are saying that this couldn't have been a 30-06. You're saying this report clearly says that was a 30 caliber round, which is what a 30-06 would be.
And that's why what Valhalla is showing us here, pictures. Thank you so much for doing pictures, Valhalla. I don't know where I'd be without you here. And that's why him showing this is so important. Because when you hear Andrew say that, you go, well, that kind of does make sense. It does make sense a little bit, right? Everybody who's saying it didn't match, saying it couldn't be a 30-06. Then all of a sudden they're like, it is 30 caliber. But then when you understand what it could actually be, I mean, is that palm gun territory? Is that where we're in with that first one there, that little guy? Right? What is that? Are we in maybe we don't need to be 150 yards away territory? We could be closer and something like this could do the job? Is that where we're at? Or maybe it's that crowd of people that lady was trying to tell Frank Turek about, and Frank Turek wouldn't hear anything about it. And in fact, he turned to Hunter Kozak and said, Hunter, you can back me up, right? Shot didn't come from there, right, Hunter? Maybe we're in this range. Maybe we're around here. Maybe we're not over here. Right? Thank you so much, Valhalla, for the pictures. Honestly, I'm making jokes, but I need those pictures. Anyway, let's keep going with this.
One free on creatine. What a deal. All right, link in pinned comment and description. Go grab yourself some. Let's get back to the video. Let's talk about why they came out and reported this. Was Liz Wheeler trying to gaslight you? Did she know better? Was she just lying about this? No, it's just the fact is, why would you ever listen to Liz Wheeler for firearms or ballistic information to begin with? And no, as you can see here, she says, the bullet fragment recovered from Charlie Kirk's body autopsy matches a 30 caliber glass bullet. Correct. The 30 caliber bullet matches the 30-06 rifle Tyler Robinson used to shoot Charlie Kirk. Well, wait a second. No, it doesn't, Liz. Not only does it not suggest it's a 30-06 round, but it very specifically says that it is not matched to that rifle. Now think about this. Obviously, Officer Tatum, TikTok cop, couldn't handle it. So he likes to pretend like he knows anything about firearms or ballistics because he was a cop, but look what he says here. Investigators say ballistic evidence points to a 30-06 rifle. No, that doesn't say that anywhere in the report, as I just showed all of you, and all Officer Tatum did was just demonstrate that he doesn't even know what caliber means when it comes to bullets. So why are you weighing in on this to begin with? If you are so ignorant to firearms and ballistics that you don't even know what caliber means, maybe you should just sit this one out, don't you think? Now, you want to get even crazier where this is headed? Yeah, you remember how they found DNA evidence on the rifle and the trigger and the towel and the expelled shell casings? Well, this just came out in the pretrial hearing.
The probable cause statement in support of the information says in the middle of page 6, the rifle, ammunition rounds, and towel were sent for forensic processing. DNA consistent with Robinson's was found on the trigger, other parts of the rifle, the fired cartridge casing, 2 of the 3 unfired cartridges, and the towel. We have not received the discovery, and I'm not talking about expert notice, I will address that. We have not received the physical evidence and the electronic evidence that supports those assertions made by Mr. Gray when he swore to the probable cause statement attached to the information.
So what does that mean? That means the actual evidence, which would be the actual DNA reporting that was done forensically to prove Tyler Robinson's DNA is all over these things, was never provided to the defense during discovery. And why that's important is so you know that the prosecution is required to give the defense all of the evidence as well, right? Because the defense needs to be able to be prepared for whatever the prosecution brings forward. So they are supposed to have access to any evidence that's going to be used in the trial. And what are they not being provided? The DNA evidence of Tyler Robinson. Oh, boy, that is getting sketchy because it could be possible that there is no actual reporting and DNA evidence of Tyler Robinson matching him to any of this, if this is true. And that there is no proof his 30-06 was used. In fact, they couldn't conclusively match the bullet to the rifle. So what do they have? Well, if they don't have any DNA evidence of Tyler Robinson touching that rifle and they can't match the bullet to the rifle, they don't have anything. They have.
It's crazy. Oh, what is going to happen, guys? Is this guy going to walk, or is he not going to walk? Is he going to get real sad while he's in there? You know what I mean? Wink, wink. Is that type of thing going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? I really can't tell. I really can't tell. But thank you so much, Valhalla VFT, for breaking that down. For those of you that don't know, this video here, I'd like to show the videos. This video here, breaking report proves 30-06 used by Tyler Robinson. So he's just breaking that down for you guys. Just amazing. Just amazing. So I don't know what this is. Ever since Barron said recently in a podcast, I think it was last week or maybe Sunday, he was like, you know, he had a long conversation with someone. Yeah, or it was last week. So he had a long conversation with somebody, and podcasters came up and what Turning Point plans to do. And I'm like, hey, hey, it's not my fault, man. It's the prosecution's fault. What are you going to do with them? You should do something with them, right? This is crazy. I don't know. This is not my fault. They're going to blame us. They're going to blame the podcasters. They already tried to do that. You know what's so funny? It's so funny that the right is doing this, you know, this right-left, because they already did this with podcasters. They were like, oh, these podcasters, Oh, they're helping the president, the now president. They're helping him get in office. And, oh, this needs to be regulated. Oh, we need consequences for these people. That's what Kamala Harris is saying. We need consequences and this and that. And it's like, man, just stop being corrupt and stop killing people. Just stop doing the stuff that you're doing. You know, oh, man, those people who are talking about things and making videos and clicking upload. Oh, those people. Oh, they're the big, oh, gosh, they're the huge problem. What? Huh? Anyways, guys, just wanted to hit you with that this evening. Go check out Baron episode 101. I have not got to sit down and watch Candace yet. I'm sure it was a banger. I'm going to be watching that while you guys are watching this and you're watching Baron. I'm going to be getting my breakdown ready for tomorrow morning because the hustle doesn't stop. We are back. We are back. I'm trying to make this happen. We are back. Live stream in the morning. Video comes out in the evening. And we're just hitting the ground running. We're just hitting the ground running. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff coming up on this channel. A lot of not changes, but some good things are happening right now. So I'm feeling really good about it. Thank you guys so much for all the support over the weekend. I've never had a post get interacted with so much. You know what? It's a little insulting. I'm going to bring this up tomorrow morning. A little insulting. Never had a post get interacted with so much other than the post of me saying, I'm not going to do a show. Everybody's like. You guys got a problem? You guys got an issue with me? Huh? Say it with your chest. Anyways, guys, love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Go check out Baron. I'm out of here.